Oh, hey, welcome back. Cool. So, we come to see a launch sitting next to a small crater with humans screaming at it about getting hit by the launch. And we see his crewmates jump out of the side onto the heavy ground and start to look around. So, before you have a crater. People have died in this crater. And their gear and perhaps even organic augmentations are up for grabs. Can get you some awesome and useful supply, complex materials, or maybe sometimes trade goods, but not really in this case. So, if you include the stuff from the squad member, and there is a regular Sofont in the area, once known as Minha before he was murdered. You get a total of 6 stations. You get 6 different tasks, and what you're building up is a reserve, and then you use that reserve to basically trade it out for a certain amount of complex materials or cargo. And because this is considered, they are significant, they're biotech or RIM tech level characters, you get 4 supply, 2 complex materials, 4 supply or 2 complex materials for each reserve you spend. Do you understand?
Okay. I'm jumped back on the ship.
Are you not joining this?
Nope.
All right, fine. I'll look for tech, I guess.
So you're going to be here for a while. Pretty much every 15 minutes, every time you do a task, it takes 15 minutes. I believe.
I guess I'll join. I don't know.
Yep, it's each task. So, together you basically will be doing 2 tasks each to gather all the stuff from these dudes. So, stations. So I remember everything in the game is basically done in stations, which is pretty much just a grouping of sorts of things that you can do. So, harvesters. Harvester is gathering materials from the environment, such as minerals, rare organics. You can salvage valuable materials from a character or biome, extract these materials, raw minerals, sort of thing. So if you're trying to gather information or gather medical stuff from a person's body, like augmentations, this is really you should always do this when someone dies, so that you can get their augmentations out of them before they go through rebirth, so they aren't entirely wiped out, so you can put them back in afterwards. And you can do this to these people. Laborer. Perhaps sometimes just doing some heavy lifting and carrying around, in this case, parts of bodies and various things is appropriate. It's also really appropriate for things like if there's cargo bays filled with hidden stashes and stuff like that. Mechanic. If there's mechanical goods, manufactured goods, armor, that sort of thing involved, you can definitely do that. Pry things apart, use your multi-tool to cut things up, all that sort of thing. Finally, programmer. If they have 0-point technology gear with anchors and that sort of thing, you could strip the anchors from it and recover hybridine materials and that sort of thing. So that's pretty much the main things you can do.
All right. Cool.
So you get to basically do 2 things each, because there's 6 total stations, because you're basically dealing with 2 characters. You're dealing with one, which is the squad of his minions, and the other, which is him himself. So as you go through this process, you do discover it is Minha, and you gain a small amount of information I'll tell you about afterwards. So,
Okay.
let's roll some dices and find out how much monies you get.
Said you could like save in part of the harvester thing. So you could like save parts of these people so they could get rebirthed.
No. So that's not how rebirth works. So rebirth works like this. You die. So I shoot you in the forehead. And you're an anagath. Your body freaks out and goes into high-speed regeneration. You form a cocoon of some sort around your body, and you start to rebirth.
Okay.
If you were shot again during this process, you are weak. You die. For real. These people are dead for real.
Great.
They either were not anagathic, or something happened to them. You don't see actually cocoons form, so you don't think they were anagathics. Anagaths. They were just running around space all normal.
And even if they were, they got shot twice.
Twice. Yeah.
Well, the second one probably would have destroyed any of the Anagaths that were in the squad, but the second one probably only when you killed Minha. He just wasn't an Anagath, or you'd be seeing him form like that. Or he got killed by something else, like the bugs did come through here. Although they were devouring whole.
Oh.
So, actually, I forgot there's a devourer involved. So, I gotta take that into account here. So I'm gonna take off 2 stations. So you only get 4
Alright.
stations.
So
Because
let's
the
do
other 2 bodies are missing and completely gone.
Great. All right.
When you move over to the other region where the bugs are, their bugs are gone too. That's completely empty.
Devoured.
Convenient. Let's do some process elimination. Is there any 0-point stuff here?
Oh yeah, they all have gear and stuff, and there's the gear you took directly off this dude too, and you're salvaging that probably as part of it. He's part of the squad, so
Fair enough.
Yeah.
you get to
but
keep
through-
him as a person, but might as well throw his gear into the pile and get some useful, experience points out of it.
All right. Well, I'll look for. I am doing tech-based things because I ain't gonna be lifting stuff. That's not my prerogative.
So, are you doing the
So-
programmer station?
Yeah.
Okay. So, one of you has to do 2 stations. So, decide who that is. That person will basically make this take half an hour.
Okay, so what stations are still around?
You can do multiples of the same, but there's Harvester, which is a biotech sampler kind of thing where you're basically extracting augmentations.
Yeah. Which I would be terrible at.
There is Labor, which is kind of appropriate here because the bodies are everywhere. It normally isn't. Usually it's for, hey, there's a giant warehouse full of crap, and you gotta move all the boxes around. Mechanic, which I think Audie is gonna probably want to do one of, which deals with armor and stuff like that, and there was that sort of stuff involved. Harvester can also be geosciences if minerals and stuff is involved.
Okay.
Do you have any suggestions that are not covered by what I've been talking about?
Well, basically, we'd have a harvester. We'd have somebody that's getting the electronical stuff. We have somebody that's getting the all the mechanical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
2 slots that aren't occupied there would be labor and
Yeah. So we've got I'm assuming we have programmer, and that would leave whatever else we're gonna do.
You have programmer and
Harvester, labor.
mechanic for sure, but you can double up on them. It's not a big deal. But it might make sense for Craig for you to do biomechanics,
so biomechanics, and then
or you could do
the labor.
material science as well, or labor, which would be like fitness endurance or fitness strength, or
Endurance is the only one I got something in.
Tractor mechanics.
or tractor mechanics.
There we go.
I got you.
So I actually have the same in tractor mechanics as endurance.
So either way, you're basically moving things around and putting them all in one place so that Audie and Sequoia can extract things from them. So we need one more
Okay,
station. Who wants to take the second, the third, the fourth station?
He can take that. He's going to be moving stuff around, and then why wouldn't we just all move stuff around, get it into a pile, and then just scan it between ourselves?
All right. Yeah, you do the bio stuff, mechanical, like hacker stuff. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay, so let's do the labor first because it makes sense.
So basically, we'd all be going and doing the labor part. And
Well, you're
then
taking the
we all
stations.
scan
Even
it.
if you're helping each other, you have to take the different stations. And you can't just do all labor, because if you don't do harvester, you're kind of leaving this out because it's appropriate to the situation. You know what I mean?
No, I was talking basically we all pitch in to do the labor, and then we harvest biomechanic, whatever, all at the same time, kind of thing.
Okay. You still only get 4 rolls, so
Oh, okay.
you can't just talk around to get extra rolls.
Oh no, that's not what I'm getting at. I'm basically saying that we help each other on the one roll kind of thing.
Oh. Yeah,
Provide help.
you're helping each other, but it doesn't really count for anything. It doesn't work that way in this game.
Gotcha. So, who's doing the labor?
Yes,
think
I am.
You, one of you.
Fun. Okay, I
What you
guess I'll
got?
use tractor
Is it
mechanics.
be a strength based or tractor mechanics?
One of those, either.
Whichever you want.
I only got 2 in strengths. I don't know why, but
That endurance, though.
I'm a human. I got endurance. I got 3 in endurance.
Oh, I think both of you do.
Yep, you both do.
Yep.
So it just depends whether we have human doing the.
It
doing
doesn't
the
have
heavy
anything.
lifting or
I'll
What do
do
you
the
roll it
tractor
as?
mechanics.
tractor things.
I'll do the tractor mechanics. So what am I rolling here against?
Okay, so here's the way it also works. So difficulties are determined by the order of the tasks. So the first task is ordinary difficulty of 2. The next task is 3. If you fail, something bad happens, like you sacrifice stuff, or maybe something interrupts you, and you get a encounter or something, and then it goes back down to 2. But otherwise, it increments up slowly as you do the different tasks.
It's like kind of like a push your luck type deal.
Yeah, it is a bit like push your luck. So
Cool.
you want to start with your worst thing or your most thematic thing, and it really makes sense that the labor should be done first. So we'll do that one first.
All right. So
Difficulty 2.
difficulty 2.
Hey,
Nice.
Okay, so this is a reserve. So you've got 1. I will record it right here for now. Okay. So, next. Who wants to go next? So we can do biosciences, we can do the programming, we can do the mechatronics.
I'll do mechatronics, sure.
Okay, difficulty 3.
Okay. Mechatronics.
And
It's doing mechanics, right? Yeah.
Material sciences probably seems more appropriate here because you're actually
Right.
salvaging armor and stuff like that.
Yeah. Got
So
it.
we see you cutting up like their broken like armor suits
Right.
and
Right.
casings for their gear and stuff
With
like that.
0 successes.
Oh,
great.
so that is a failure. Let me double check what I changed the failure rules to. a million times I rewrote this. Okay, so
I'm guessing it's that knock to his head.
the 0, yeah, you basically you burn through a bunch of the material. It's way lighter than you thought it was. So you've got your multi-tool out, and you have these little pulses, and it just shreds it, totally wastes it up. Which basically means nothing happens. You just are losing what you could have got. So, who's doing the next task? You can do either. You were talking about needing to do biosciences, and we need to do the programming one.
All right, I'll roll mine if you
Okay,
don't.
the difficulty's 2 because you just failed.
Yep. So what am I rolling here?
Oh, except this is at the same time, so you kind of have to do yours next, Sequoia.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
Sorry about that.
It's fine.
So, difficulty 2, and this would probably be, let me double check your skill list. Keep almost clicking on a different task. Okay, so it is definitely code. You're basically decompiling their systems, and that's where you might get some info if you pass this task. I might give you a little bit of information. You can use your charge if you want on your development kit.
Right. Okay. So I'm rolling inscription coding or
Inscription code.
Okay. Inscription code. Advantage. Yeah, I'll use my dev kit. Charge for dev kit. Which is my last charge for this session.
Yay. Maybe roll 6. Then you'll have more charge.
Maybe. Is it 3 or 2 or 3 for this?
2.
Sounds good. Submit. 2 successes.
Okay. It's a little bit better. I will give you some info after.
Okay.
Okay, so who is doing the biosciences task? Okay. So after 15 minutes of this, you have some grizzly body parts left over, and you think you might be able to get some augments out of them, that sort of thing. There's rebreathers in there for sure. So you're gonna pull out those valuable bio gels and stuff. So difficulty is 3.
Okay, and what am I rolling with?
Biosciences, biomechanics.
The thing that I was told not to get. Damn it!
I didn't tell you not to get it. I told you that agriculture was what you wanted to get samples from the environment, not to salvage people. Did you win?
Nope, 0 successes.
Okay, so you try to draw them out, and you corrupt the hell out of everything, and you scar it all up, and so pretty much you get 3 points worth of materials. So this is significant materials. So for 3 points for each, you can get 2 complex materials per point, so you could get 6 complex materials.
Okay.
Or you can get 4 supply per point and get 12 supply. Or you could split the difference, and we could do that calculation.
Yeah.
What do you have on your ship? Complex materials are used for things like repairing things and upgrading things. Well, supplies used for making armor and powering modules and doing fabrication projects and stuff like that. What would you rather have?
So, how much of the complex materials do we need to, say, bring up a stat point in the ship or on our person or whatever?
Quite a bit. It used to be on a sheet in here. Is it still? Let's see if I have a handout. He's got a handout for this. Oh, I don't know if this is still correct. Can you see that?
Yes.
I believe that's correct. If it's off only by a little bit. I'm not sure if I updated it or not.
Upkeep.
And this is for maintenance. This is for repairing, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is... I do not have a handout for the other. I can get one. One sec. Let me... project... You know, it's in a vignette. Advancement vignette. Okay, I need my snipping tool. Which I use constantly. One of the best tools in the game. Okay, so I'll save this out for you guys. Okay, I will upload this. Add handout, choose a file, desktop, advancement. Okay, that's the advancement sheet.
Full mod. Change expertise. Skill specialty. Wow.
So, changing expertise costs 8 complex materials. You get 6 out of this. A tool mod increases 15. Reactor capacity is 30. EVA suit slot is also 30. Skill specialty addition is 25. And then you got 3 different types of augmentation. And then, of course, there's your launch and your ship systems.
All right.
So, this is not enough to do any of those things, if that's what you're hoping.
I was thinking maybe use... So we have basically 3 reserve. Use 2 of those reserve for complex materials, get 4 complex materials, and use the other one for supply.
You do have 34 supply, unless someone didn't reduce it for their armor already. But if you want to do that, sure. I was just warning you, you only have 13 complex materials and 34 supply.
I think we should go for that complex material.
Just all complex materials? Alright, I'm good with that.
Okay, so 6 plus 3 is 9. So now you have 19 complex materials. Awesome. So you guys spend some time doing this. Half an hour passes, montage of screwing up a lot, but still getting a bit of materials out of these guys. And you come aboard feeling slightly grim, and you have the 6 complex materials and 1 individual. What do you do now? You're on the ground. That was a lot of work. You're probably sweating, especially if you're wearing EVA suits to do this.
I'll look at there's one of those statues nearby.
There's one kind of like over. It's in the next region over.
Oh,
Like the one the opposite direction from the where the beetles were before.
shouldn't we be taking samples and stuff? Or what?
We gotta get Cassini ancient stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, you can also could take organic samples from this area if you wanted.
Mm-hmm. We got some beetles already.
We did get some beetles.
If you want to make proper scientific samples, you can't just pick stuff up. You have to actually take the samples.
We should probably start taking the samples.
Yes.
Well, let's go get them. Let's go find the Let's go get those statues and like pictures of them and stuff, and like analysis of the stone and like that kind of.
Okay.
So it's
I'm
been
going to
half
pull
an
the arm
hour.
to reveal the secret passage into the dungeon.
We'll take some samples, in an area that we didn't blast.
Yes.
Okay, so it's been half an hour. You flew around a little bit. It was evening. It's getting late. It's getting close to being dark when you head over towards these statues. Are you flying over there or are you just walking over there?
Flying.
Flying.
Or are you walking and just having the vehicle follow you? You can also do that.
Flying.
Okay, so you fly over there.
We got back on the ship. We might as well fly.
Okay, so you fly your ship over. You see the statue in front of you. It looks really realistic and natural looking. It looks like it's like a dog of some sort, kind of bulky, and it's basically standing straight up. There is another one just a little bit over from you in the same area, in a different pose, pointing a different direction, kind of towards this one.
All right.
This one is kind of looking straight down, kind of towards you if you walk up to it. Are you out looking at it, or are you just gonna stay in your ship?
Before, to determine whether we should actually get out and look at it, since we can get like obviously bird's eye view, can we get like a scan of that bird's eye view and see if like there's any mythology corresponding where statues are?
Sure. You can do a survey of the whole area.
All right.
Okay. Who's rolling that?
Me.
Okay,
Yeah.
sensor analyst. It's your job. You're right. You should be rolling that. I should just be telling you to do it because it's your job. Good. Roll that.
Difficulty?
Difficulty of this. What makes sense? There's too many sheets. Oh, here they are. Here's the info. Three.
Okay, am I surveying or analyzing?
You're surveying the region. I believe the range on the scanner is a region. Is it not?
It's long.
It's long, so yeah, it's plenty.
And then I will use the server sensor, I guess. I'll use my last charge.
Okay.
Or would I be... Okay. So.
Oh, you were asking a question.
I was making sure I could.
Yeah, you can use survey sensor. You can use the charge for that.
Nice.
And fail.
No? What are you talking
Nope.
about?
Single
I was looking at
success.
the one above it.
Nope. Single success.
Okay.
One
Yeah,
success.
It popped up on my screen.
Okay, so you see there's one there, looking down. There's one over looking near it. There's one in the bush, kind of like a bit behind, laying down. And you detect a little bit of motion.
All right.
So
Interesting.
it's like head is drooping or something on one of them, or it's moving just a little bit.
A little bit of motion from one of the dogs.
From one of those stone dogs. His head is drooping or dropping a little bit.
It's melting.
We should get some like video evidence of that then. Like that might be a good idea.
Well, I mean that when you're scanning, you're getting scans,
Oh, then,
right?
yeah.
Like they're live, active movement. There's no difference between pictures and video and stuff in the future. It's all
It
the
could
same
be-
fucking thing. You're
could
getting
be
full
something-
spectrum scans over a period of time.
Could it be something in stasis or some kind of
Do we know
You-
what that particular statue is made out of?
You would have to take samples to figure that out.
Okay.
Remember, sensors are space-time scans. They're not Star
Yeah.
Trek fantasy laser sampler thingies.
It's like
whatever
real.
life signs
Duh.
are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're
You're the man
detecting
now,
that the
dog.
statue is moving.
He's moving at like a really like on a molecular level, or is it like he's actually we could actually?
There is movement on one of the heads.
Okay,
Like
that's what.
maybe the head's about to fall off. Maybe it's sliding. Maybe it's moving.
Maybe it's coming to life and gonna attack
Somebody's
us.
carrying it.
Maybe. You don't know.
I want to look at. Now I'm really curious now.
Okay, so the only way
so
you can
is
get more
Craig.
information would be to go take a sample of it. So there's a couple different ways to do that depending on what it is. You can do a geosciences one to take mineral samples. Biology would be important if it was animal, and if it was a cultural, historical thing, you could do like
Anthropology.
an anthropology kind of test.
Right.
So
okay.
so I can mine it, right?
Architecture might be a little bit more appropriate. No, I mean if you want a mineral sample, sure. Material sciences could also be appropriate because it kind of converges here. But I think architecture, mining, mineral sciences, agriculture, and
Anthropology.
anthropology are the appropriate ones for this type of work.
Okay. If I go out there, I'm going to be doing anthropology. Because I know historical
Are you
things.
landing to do this?
Well, I
you
think
just
we're
hovering?
figuring out, like, what we're, like, the group itself is figuring out, like, what we're, who's going to go down there and take a sample, because we're interested, obviously.
Okay. It's going to get dark soon. And then you're going to have, like, 18 hours of darkness.
Damn.
It's a 40-hour day.
Fair enough.
And it is kind of like summer right now, but that just means you got a nice short night. Maybe it's 16 hours then, because it's summer.
All right.
It is only a 9% tilt, or 9-degree tilt. It's not particularly large.
So, yeah. So, if it's like, we were looking at the scan, I'm like, that's really strange, that's moving.
Yeah, that is really strange. It's probably not safe.
Let's go
Probably
check
not.
it out.
I agree, we should check it out.
Yeah.
I'll land the ship. Who wants to go out there?
I think you should check it out.
I should check it out? Alright, I'll go with Craig and we can check it out. You watch over the ship.
Let's all go check it out.
Okay, so everybody gets out of the ship. You guys land in front of it.
We landed, we all get out of the ship, yeah.
You land, you see the two you kind of land here, and then you walk up, you see the statue, the giant stone dog looking down at you, still in the same position. The other one's head was looking towards the dog. It's kind of slowly slumping. It hasn't moved very much, but it just slowly moved at a really, really slow speed. So, like, you can tell because you have scans that it's moved, but you might not be able to tell otherwise. The one on the ground is just still lying there. It's hard to see from this position. And you can tell with your scanners because they go around corners and stuff, but it's kind of behind the bush.
These are made of. These must not be made of stone, at least any kind of stone we're used to.
Agreed.
So, as everybody's looking at the statue, since they're looking at it, Craig is just going to grab some plant samples.
Okay, so you're going to take plant samples of just the plants, nothing to do with the stone statues? Okay, so that is a difficulty 2 agriculture test. There you go. Look at that.
Science.
Damn.
You science.
That's an I blinded
I'm
them with.
impressed by your science. Wow.
Okay.
Craig's sciencing is strong.
Give me a
Let's
science.
just double check the contract. So you currently are looking for sample indicating habitable world. So this is definitely one of those. It is a fern from this world.
Nice.
More fern samples won't get you any more stuff, but a variety of other things showing how habitable and how useful the world is would. So if you find like other types of plants from different areas, or perhaps the plants from the farms or something, those could also be worth something.
Alright.
But
What does the fern
someone
taste
write
like?
that down on the ship's cargo or something like that. It doesn't really weigh anything, so don't put any tonnage down. I just go
Cool.
fern sample from C2 PS096. That's what I
Cool.
would recommend. Cool.
So
Okay,
pretty,
so
too.
while he's doing that, what are you doing? You two?
It probably farts out argon. It's gonna fill the ship with argon. No big deal.
No big deal. I'm Sequoia is looking at these statues, kind of just figuring out why are they here? Because that's like that's the thing she would think of. Like her thought process would be like, why the hell are these things here? Like they're
Well,
obviously here for a
well-
purpose.
pyramids, dog-like anthropomorphic statues.
Exactly.
It's ancient Egypt. Is that what I'm seeing? Maybe.
Yeah, that may be. Like
The statues are the pyramids are nothing like ancient Egypt.
That's true. Yeah, right.
They're
You're
more
talking
like
about-
spires. They're black.
But-
They're super, super steep. You suspect because of the ancients you've seen before, they're actually more like a diamond-shaped spire that's stabbed into the ground.
Okay.
So,
But the association with like jackal culture could be similar, depending. I'm not really sure.
okay, so
Me
you're
personally, not Sequoia.
you're using your scanner and you're basically analyzing what it looks like and their locations and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So reception analysis?
I think it's anthropology.
Okay, I'm fine with that too.
Culture and anthropology
That
makes way more
works.
sense.
Culture, anthropology. What can I use for advantages? Though that's not super useful because I don't have any charge, but whatever.
For this sort of situation, so you can know for the future, you could use your comm browser
Ah,
because you have a
That would've been
database of
nice.
information.
would have been nice to have.
You could use your scanner and depth analyzer to analyze, to gain more data for you to look over and try to figure out. Or if you had the appropriate associations, the appropriate society stuff, you could use that association as a link.
Well, comm browser would have been nice to have, but I don't have any.
But you have no
it's
charge, so
at
it doesn't
advantages.
matter.
All right, what's the difficulty?
The difficulty for this is... It is 4.
Oh, great! Definitely gonna. This is gonna be great, guys. -4 successes.
Okay.
You win today.
Awesome. So,
Oh, great.
you're scanning over it, and you're like, this is really weird, because there's no proper symbology on this. These are kind of like realistic, and there's no like hair or anything on these dogs. They're more like shells.
Okay.
It's very weird.
Hmm.
Audie, what are you doing at this time? Are you also
I'm-
taking samples or anything, or are you just watching?
I'd be interested in the statues more than anything, I think.
Okay.
So I'd be watching and maybe trying to do my own analysis of it.
So are you taking like a mineral sample, or are you? what are you doing?
I mean, is it rock? I mean,
You
I
don't
touch
know.
it.
You would have to take a sample.
okay, I take a sample.
Okay.
And
So
it kills me.
because it's a mineral sample, you're trying to do it's like a hard surface. It'd make more sense to do mining or planetology probably.
Okay, that's good because at least I got
And-
2 dice in that.
You can use your utility manipulator to
Okay,
grind a chunk off
I
of
will-
it.
I will do that. So I got 2 in planetology, and that spending a charge will get me another 2.
So I need to charge to get you 1 if I'm looking at your sheet correctly.
Yeah,
Because
you
you're
are.
using your utility manipulator.
Yeah. Okay. So 3 total. Okay.
And the difficulty of this is 1.
Okay. That's sweet. Okay. Oh my gosh! Come on.
Okay. So you pull this chunk off, and you automatically know what's going on.
Okay.
But by the time, and there goes my freaking cameras. Oh, thank you, Discord. Is everybody back?
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, that was weird. What happened when I pulled it off?
So Discord broke for everyone right when we did. We knew exactly what it was. What was it? You'll have to find out next time.
Oh, you guys didn't hear? Oh, it's done.
No. Yeah, right.
Next time
Okay.
on
Free
Free
Spacer.
Spacer.
So
Damn it, look at that. 0 successes.
we might actually do this next time.
Oh!
So you try to, you're scanning it, you're like, I just don't get it, and you're right in really close, and you go and take a sample, and Audie, you look at the sample, and you realize it's not rock.
It's not rock.
Because just as the sun goes down, the armor kind of melts away, and they attack you.
No!
Always.
They attack Sequoia specifically because he rolled the -4.
She did roll the negative.
She did, sorry. So the dog leaps onto Sequoia, teeth blaring through its shell, so it's like a big shelled dog, and it during the day you realize as you're looking at the sample, it turns to rock during the day, and at night the armor cracks and it comes to life and becomes a predator.
So how could we simulate sunlight right now?
Daylight spell right now.
Yep, flare the ship lights at it.
Somebody have a
And
spell.
run.
So yes,
UV rays, just add it.
that might be a good place to break. Literally, Sequoia, she has a giant dog leaping onto her. You have an starter look as you realize this isn't rock at all. It's a shell of a creature with a odd setup, and you realize where you've seen something like this. Remember the rolling things? They were really hard to kill when they were rolled up into a ball, and were much easier to kill when they weren't.
Yes.
I fixed the mechanic behind that, and you're about to face it again. Yay!
Oh boy, sweet. It's not the exact same creature, but it's the same.
No, it has a similar quality of when it's in
Similar
one
quality.
form. It's called armored
Gotcha.
form. When it's in one form, it's got 3 armor, and when it's not, it doesn't have the armor.
Okay. So now it's actually going to be hard to kill.
No, it's actually a lot easier to kill now, but if you would have attacked it while it wasn't in this form, it would have been really hard to deal with. Well, it's during the day, they're hard to deal with, but they don't attack you. During the night, they attack you horribly. So here you are. You're being attacked by giant stone dogs.
So it was kind of like they were kind of in stasis almost. Like
Yeah.
Organic stasis, kind of.
And that's why the head was moving, because it was slowly getting darker and it was starting to crack. That one was up higher than the others, or up a little bit lower than the others.
I knew I should have shot it. Shooting things is the answer to everything.
I know you did. It was hilarious as you got out of the ship anyways and went up to it.
I had to go with my curiosity.
Yep, remember that. So I think everybody took risks for their curiosity this week.
Yeah,
I think you might have taken a risk for vengeance too, as you went to get Minha's decapitated and destroyed body and make sure you got stuff.
Totally.
I don't know if I can call risk for freedom for saving that guy, but whatever.
Yeah.
We can debate. Okay, well, thank you all for coming. Do we want to do like sign outs and talk about who everybody is? Why don't you start, St. Guard, because you have one of these, you always do.
Fair enough. Hi, my name is St. Guard. I am a variety streamer, usually of role-playing and strategy games, and I stream almost every day at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time during the week, and on the weekends, usually at around 11 a.m., 12 p.m. Find me at twitch.tv/StGuard, as well as on Twitter at StGuardly, where I give updates of when I'm going to go live.
Okay, Derek and the handsome cat.
I'm Derek.
He's not a streamer, so he doesn't care. And finally, Paul.
My name is Paul. I play the handsome and dashing Audie, of course. Talking to you live right now and signing off.
Okay, and I'm Christoph. This is my game, Free Spacer, and I hope you check it out. I'm going to be doing a Kickstarter pretty soon, probably during the summer, and as long as I get enough people going, yay, do it, I'll be doing that. So, thanks, guys. I'll talk to y'all later.
Thank you. That was fun.
Adios.
Bye.
See ya.